Well, now it is time for the debrief. Iranians have spent the past week celebrating the death of the Ayatollah. They've waited 47 years for this moment. Iranians aren't angry about the strikes. So why is the left, you know, the so-called tolerant left? Because one by one the clown show lined up in condemnation this week. Have a listen to Greens leader Larissa Waters.
I get the desire for democracy, but Donald Trump doesn't care about democracy or the Iranian people. He's changed his reason for this illegal war 4 times in the 4 days it's been on foot.
Really? Does this look like Iranians are angry at Trump? The Guardian went with Trump's quasi-dove era is over. Iran's strikes expose his hawkish turn. The ABC claimed Trump has thrown out the rule book on respect for human rights. Funny thing, human rights, isn't it? The Islamic regime has been murdering citizens for years. Protesters were shot at and killed in the streets, women beaten for showing their faces and hair, gay men arrested and sentenced to death. For years, the left have quite rightly responded with anger at the human rights atrocities committed by the Ayatollah and his totalitarian Islamist regime. But now they seem to have conveniently forgotten those atrocities, lest that history gets in the way of their deranged attacks on Donald Trump. As this Iranian woman pointed out when Kamala Harris lashed the president.
He has put American troops in harm's way. I unequivocally oppose this war of choice.
But I have to say, I am tired of seeing some politicians here in America, especially Democrats, making this about their own politics, scoring political points like Kamala Harris. Suddenly, she kept quiet about the massacre. Suddenly, she found a voice.
Exactly. I mean, Donald Trump goes in, cuts the head off the snake responsible for said crimes, but he's now the one they claim is abusing human rights. And Iran has already responded so recklessly. It's attacked monuments in Dubai, struck several of its neighbours, including US-allied Gulf states, some of them majority Muslim. It's shooting missiles here, there and everywhere. It even launched one at Turkey, another Muslim nation, although that missile was shot down. I mean, no sane person would think that this is normal behaviour. And so the question has to be asked. Why is the left so full of hate? And I think it's a broader point. Back in the day, they might have hated the Iranian regime, but nowhere near as much as they seem to hate the West and our liberal democratic values, just like the Iranian regime did. It called for death to America and its allies, and that includes us, you and me. It's responsible for 2 anti-Semitic attacks on our home soil, including a Melbourne synagogue. Yet the hypocrisy of some on the left is astonishing. Since October 7, anti-Israel protesters took to the streets around the world claiming they were there for peace, and Trump brought peace to Gaza, yet they continue their unrelenting hijacking of our streets with pointless protests about Gaza. The left calls for freedom, but don't seem to understand that Trump is offering the Iranian people the best chance of freedom they'll ever have. The left can call you a racist, but will cancel you if you return serve. The left calls out inequality and discrimination, but have so weaponised those words. I mean, they're so overused, they're basically rendered useless. It is a self-hatred movement muddled in culture wars with the ultimate aim of destroying what it deems as white colonialism. The left tie themselves in knots of so much guilt that there is no longer moral clarity on who is the oppressed and who are the real oppressors, and only when it comes to the West. And that is dangerous and it's wrong. I mean, take the Foreign Minister Penny Wong. I mean, she seems to have lost that moral clarity and played right into the regime's hands again this week.
But I am concerned that the conflict is spreading so much. At some point, there has to be a return to diplomacy and dialogue.
Dialogue with who? It's the usual de-escalation. But for whom? And I want to show you this to expose how stupid the left really is. This US student said she and her gay friend want to move to Iran to get away from Donald Trump.
I think that people have misconceptions about religion, especially with Muslims and Islamic regions.
I was not expecting you to be so pro the Ayatollah and pro dictator.
Well, yeah, we have a dictator in our own country.
I have a challenge for you. We will buy you a ticket, a one-way ticket to Iran.
We really?
Would you go? Would you take that?
Yeah.
Are you part of the LGBTQ community at all?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go with her? Do you want to bring your boyfriend?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I mean, they really are just a bunch of dumb hypocrites.